Hey everybody, it's Cheryl Lawson. Oh, hold on a sec. I was testing the phone connection and I'm on here as well. So it's double. it's double Cheryl. Anyway, hey everybody, it's Cheryl Lawson. I've been really trying to get regular scheduled Google Plus Hangouts for Social Media Tulsa, and we're going to get there because I definitely think it's something that we can all benefit from, and it's one of the greatest features of Google Plus, and something that I really think more local businesses and entrepreneurs should be using more of, not just because I think it's Google Plus is awesome, but because Google is tied to search. It's tied to YouTube for if you're doing Hangouts and those kind of things. So hopefully we'll get to a regular scheduled SMTULSA or Socialpreneur Hangout. But in the meantime, I thought, well, I'll just log in when I have some time every week, which is usually on Sunday afternoon after the Cowboys have secured a win. Go Cowboys! How about them Cowboys? But I thought I would just kind of log in and talk about what's been going on since it's really hard to get people into meetups and those kind of things these days. But we'll get the meetups going again here pretty soon. But I wanted to just talk about kind of this week in Social Media Tulsa, what I've been up to, what some of the side conversations have been about, and that maybe not everybody knows about. So first, just finally got the final contract for the 2015 SM Tulsa Conference venue. I think I announced a few months ago that we were going back to the A-Loft, and I'd had a meeting with our sales rep from last year, went over kind of just some final details to make sure that we had pretty much the same deal as we got this year, and was just kind of waiting on the written contract. And then we changed salespeople. So I had to go back and meet with her, and she's great. And we're still in. So I just had to kind of go back and start over with her, but got the contract, got it signed. She should have it in her email in the morning. So we are a go for the A-Loft. Hopefully we'll grow a little bit more. My dream is to stay small, because I think the A-Loft is a great space, is to stay small and intimate like it was this year, but to grow a little bit more, right? And so hopefully we will outgrow the A-Loft eventually, but while we're still kind of small with purpose, the A-Loft is a really great space. We'll go back up to the WXYZ bar for Thursday night, and we'll be outside. So the pool area will be open for us, and we'll have some stuff outside too. So I thought the weather was great last year. We just didn't really move people outside. That's probably because all the Andolini's pizza was inside, so you can't blame us. But so we'll have that entire space this year, and try to be social in all of the areas, because they've made a few changes to that area and that space, and I think it will be really good for the conference. I do hope that we can get a few food trucks this year to come join us, either Thursday night, or maybe we can do something Friday night. So if you have a food truck or have a connection with a food truck, holla at me and let's see what we can do. I talked to the A-Loft. They thought it was a brilliant idea. So let's talk, and we'll talk about food trucks. Also, we'll do something Friday night as well. So as you're planning your trip to Tulsa, if you're coming to visit us for the conference, make sure you get in early enough to enjoy a little bit of the city. And if you want to hang out until Saturday morning, we will have something Friday night. Not sure what that is yet. That's usually a Tulsa Food Guy collaboration, so we haven't really talked about it, but it's always fun And there's always food. So hopefully there'll be some music and dancing as well. So, but there will be food, right? There's also going to be a special hotel rate. I'll have that announced as soon as I get my copy signed and we get the website updated with the link to book your room. I would just say book as early as possible. Speaking of websites, let me see. I wanted to, let's go to the toolbox. And while I'm waiting for that to open, I don't have my lower third on, so I need to turn that on so you know who I am. SMTULSA, and then I'll put the old Party Aficionado there. And now there I am. And so I'm going to mirror that. So this is another thing you can do in Google Plus is you can set up lower thirds, and everybody on your call can do it. I think on regular accounts you can have up to 9 or 14 people depending on the type of account that you have if you're going to be live. And I think it's really great. But I wanted to share screen with you to show you the website. And let's see if I can find where it's open. There it is. And there's just over to the left, if you're using Google Plus and Google Plus Hangouts, you'll see all of the tools. So where I went and added the lower third and where I'm going to share my screen. It's all really great things that you can do. So this is the SMTULSA website. It's a little, I'm not real crazy about the picture, but I had this desire to get the website changed for some reason really late in the evening. But you can go to smtulsa.com now and register. There's an early bird registration right now of $250. It'll go until the early bird registration tickets are sold out. So there's only a few of them. I won't tell you how many, but there's only a few of them remaining. And then registration goes up another $100 after those are gone. But no time limit on the early bird registration. Somebody asked that question earlier in the week. And so you can register now. We do have a few speakers selected, and I'm just not quite ready to announce them yet. I'm just waiting on a few bios and photos and session titles. But what I did finally get updated was our 2015 sponsorship package. So for those of you who are interested in sponsoring, or your company may want to sponsor, or you know of a company who's asked you about sponsorship, the sponsor page is now up to date for the 2015 information. And I just gave some quick reminders of really how social and how far the message goes. So with 120 or so people that we have physically in Tulsa at our conference, the tweets from the conference generated over 9 million Twitter impressions. And you know, that's a tweet reach report, and you know, I know that it's not the end all be all, and impressions don't necessarily mean people who actually read the tweet, but it is a measurement tool and a measurement factor. In fact, one of the tweets from Eric Tong from trying to win the Cans boombox, Bluetooth boombox, was at Social Media Marketing World when he registered. So I thought that was really awesome. But it also talks about our target audience, and then you can download the actual full proposal with all of the options that a sponsor could pay for, like the t-shirts sponsor. Hopefully, I don't know, we'll have to call Vocus and Outmarket to see who's going to battle it out for a t-shirt sponsor this year. And there's some other things that we're going to do new this year, like the Bloggers Lounge. We're going to use this space a little bit differently this year. So, and of course the booth space, or, you know, hey, let's get creative kind of deal. So for those of you who are still preparing your speaker proposals. You can always go to our call for speakers. I'm going to shut that down probably at the end of the year. I still like to get a few in because a lot of people wait until the last minute. So I don't want to wait too last minute, but for sure, if you would like to come and speak and join our community, which I think is an awesome way to connect, please feel free to fill out the call for speaker. So what else happened in Tulsa and in social media? Oh, so Tulsa was named, I thought that was pretty interesting. Tulsa was named the digital capital of Oklahoma. It's a Google thing, I guess. And so it was really interesting. I started seeing some images pop up from the Chamber, the Chamber of Commerce posted a bunch of stuff on Instagram. So, or somebody who was at the press conference. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting. I didn't even know that was a thing and that Tulsa was in the running, but it's really good. And then I looked at the kind of methodology that they went through and to select who would be the economic, the e-city. And it looks like they took a list of zip codes based on Google AdWords penetration for each state, and took the zip code, the city with the most, it sounds like, and then segmented those by self-employed, 2 to 10 employees, 11 to 50 employees, and then did some sort of measurement based on whether they were listed, whether the companies had a website, whether they allowed e-commerce, and do they have a blog, and some other kind of insights. One of them was page speed insight, and they give a link. I'll post the link to the page speed insight from the Google developers page, where you can go in and actually test how fast your website loads and what kind of grade you get on mobile and on desktop, which is really interesting because you can find things like, I use a lot of pictures, like that photo of the Tulsa background on smtulsa.com is too big, and I should probably change it because it slows down the mobile, the desktop load just a bit. But anyway, so that's something that I'll put it in page speed. I'll put that in the comments because it's something really interesting to know. But anyway, so they took those measurements and chose Tulsa as the as the digital city for Oklahoma, and I think that's great. I think Tulsa's business community is growing and certainly getting better with a web presence. A lot of us have talked about how far we need to go, especially for some of the smaller and medium-sized businesses and restaurants and places that we'd love to talk about and love to share using social media or even a company's website, and there's just not a lot of them. So it would be interesting to see that list of businesses and maybe try to measure or see what they're doing differently than some of those businesses that we know could use some help. But hopefully, if you need help with social media, you'll consider attending the Social Media Tulsa or SMTULSA conference, because that's really what it's about. It's helping you develop and maintain a social strategy as marketing, as part of your marketing strategy, is being a social business, right? Whether that's being everywhere on every social network, that might work for some businesses, and for others that may be just focusing on either Facebook or Twitter, or maybe it's just Instagram or some other, or just YouTube or Google+. So hopefully what we do at SMTULSA conference is guide you to start focusing on that part of your business, the digital part, the social part, how you're connecting with your consumers. So it's great that Tulsa got this award. I hope that, I would have hoped that they would have invited some of the digital community to the press conference. There's a Tulsa web developers. There's great startup group here. The SMTULSA. I mean, not that they should have invited us, but it would have been nice to kind of showcase the organizations here locally that are contributing to the digital success of Tulsa, or even some of the agencies who are involved in doing web development and search and helping companies with SEO. It would have been nice to highlight some of those guys that we know are working really hard to do that here in Tulsa. So anyway, I'm sure that's to come. I'm sure. Anyway, so that was that. And I think that's a good thing. Hopefully that'll mean that companies and businesses will start to look to Tulsa and look at Tulsa when they start to think about investing their dollars or moving people or moving their moving headquarters or branches to the Midwest, that they'll consider Tulsa as an option. And I would highly recommend it as somebody who has moved back home to Tulsa after being in some of the other larger cities. So kudos to Tulsa on that. Oh, what else is happening? So this week I started a Facebook list of Tulsa businesses. And if you haven't seen any of Robert Scoble's "This is how I use Facebook" nowadays, you may be surprised at how different an experience you can have on Facebook when you're using interest lists. And so I created an interest list of the food trucks in Tulsa. Actually created it for when we worked for the Center of the Universe Festival, but now I've kind of edited it to include all of the area food trucks. I created a list of kind of tech news. I follow a couple of lists, and it really has made my Facebook experience a better experience to me personally, because I like discovery and I like to learn things. I think that's one of the reasons why I gravitated so much to Google Plus, because I really like interacting with new, interesting people based on topics that I'm interested in. Because like everybody, I'm interested in more than one thing. I geek out about a lot of stuff. And so Google Plus allowed me to do that. And now I think with Facebook lists, and it's not a new feature, it's just one that is a little time consuming in the beginning. But then once you get a list together, it really just makes the whole experience nice. So I'll show you what the list looks like now. If you're a member of the Social Media Tulsa group on Facebook, you can add your Facebook page to the list, and I'll add it to the comments rather, and I'll add it to the list. Or you can add it here in the comments on this YouTube video or on Google Plus, and I'll add you to the Facebook list. But this is the list of Tulsa area businesses, and as you can see, it alternates. Header. So when you log in, it has a new cover photo that everyone can see, and right now it just happens to be our good friend Zachary Avery. And if I were to refresh, I think it would be something different. But you can just see now it shows all of the posts from the pages on the list, whether you like that page or not. So I know a lot of people. There's Cynthia. So I know a lot of people don't like necessarily liking pages that they might be interested in. I know Facebook started this, Facebook pages to watch on your business page, but lists are really great to follow interests. So here is, I also did a list of Center of the Universe bands. So this is that list of all of the bands who performed at Center of the Universe, who also had Facebook pages. So and then here's the food truck list, and you can see down the sideline how many new posts there are. Right? So you can see if something new has been posted, and then you can simply just follow the list instead of following every single thing or liking every single thing, just so you can keep abreast of what's happening. You can follow specific interests. If you're hungry in the afternoon, you're like, hey, where's the food truck? You can kind of go to the list. You don't have to create the list that's already been created. You can simply go and click on follow this list, and you can follow the list that I've already created for you. So, hey, isn't that great? So the list of Tulsa area businesses, it's a great list. I actually have found some businesses that are doing some really interesting posts and content on Facebook that, you know, I wasn't seeing in my regular feed. One, because I probably wasn't following them, and two, because again, Facebook's algorithm chooses what you see, and if you haven't been to that page in a while, or you don't really interact, you know, I like supporting the pages of especially members of Social Media Tulsa or just my friends, but I may not, you know, interact with their page a lot or like a bunch of stuff, or I hadn't lately. So I don't often see it in my regular stream. So if I see it on a list, I can start liking things a little more often. So if you see me liking your content, it's because now I can actually see it. And so, you know, Facebook list, really great way to follow interests, to keep up to date, maybe even to group your own brands that you want to follow. I had a great idea when I was talking about this is, what if you created a list of all those companies that you are planning to shop with during the holidays and follow their discounts? So, you know, I think some companies still do that, the exclusive social media discounts. So creating a list of all of those and then just following their holiday treats, so Black Friday and Cyber Mondays and all of those things, you'll be able to capture without having to go to each of those pages, you know, or, you know, kind of stalk those pages now that Facebook has decided that you have to pay to be in a feed, right? So anywho, there's one way to make your Facebook experience a little bit better, coming to you live from Google+. How about that? Okay, what else? Okay, last Facebook news, because this is probably way too much Facebook, but had you heard that Copyblogger deleted their Facebook page, their actual business page? Copyblogger, very popular blog and social media outlet, I think, and they decided to completely do away with their Facebook page. One, because, you know, and it's true, you know, likes really mean nothing. I find that, again, we get much more engagement and conversation happening on the Facebook group for Social Media Tulsa than we do on the Facebook page. I still have the page. It took me a while to even decide to create a page for Social Media Tulsa. Not really planning on doing away with it, but I probably will start focusing more on Google Plus and, of course, Twitter for SMTULSA and Instagram. Just because I think those mediums fit our audience a little bit better, and they're easier for me just from a content creation standpoint. So my question to you is, would you consider deleting, killing your Facebook page? There is a post on Social Media Tulsa Facebook page. Let's see, I posted it. I'll pin it to the top so you can see it. Yeah, there it is. So it says Copyblogger killed their Facebook page. So I'm going to pin it to the top. So head over to facebook.com/socialmediatulsa and comment and let me know, would you consider killing your page? Or again, you can comment here on Google Plus or in the comments on YouTube once this video is created. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to talk about today for what happened in social media and in Tulsa this week. I hope that was all. If you have any questions, I still love the Ask SMTULSA hashtag. So if you want to use either SMTULSA or Ask SMTULSA hashtag on Twitter, or hang out here on Google Plus and just say, hey, Cheryl, or hey, somebody at SMTULSA, we'll get back to you with the answer, or just whatever you'd like to talk about for one of our future Google Plus Hangouts on air, where we invite more people to join. I definitely want to do this more often and have more people than just me and guest starring me. Anyway, so I hope you guys have a wonderful week to come, and hopefully I'll see you next weekend, and we'll update what happened in social media Tulsa this week. All righty. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening.